Hello, people that in the house there. Before anybody asks, I know as soon as everybody's going to say, why are you wearing a different hat? Well, my hair was in a mess and I couldn't, my other hat's in the wash. So we have to deal with this one for today. So, I know I look like a golfer or something. Um, so before I start this video, I suppose everybody has a different opinion on as soon as I done, I'm not even gonna say what I just seen. Ah, that was hilarious. Everybody's gonna have a different opinion. Let's just see a comment just giving that something. Ah, hilarious. Um, but the change was since I was younger. I know back in the day. How about that? So as first of all, there was no such thing as global warming. We never ever, I never heard ever in my life when I was younger, such thing as global warming. Like there was never such thing, never word us that. There was never such thing as climate change. I never heard of anything, when we were younger about climate change. And that's not today or yesterday. That's a few years ago. So yeah, back in the day, it wasn't as cruel, I suppose, as it would have been a few years ago, but it was cruel enough, I suppose you could say. But we had to use chalkboards. That's something that's different, I suppose you could say, in schools when I was in school. It was different, I suppose you could say. It's different from nowadays. Like, I'm just thinking back to, my childhood, and you're just like, chalkboards. Like, it's hard to believe, in 2019 people still use chalkboards, but maybe there's still some schools still use it. But it's hard to believe it, like, especially with the electronic boards and everything like that. So yeah, there's been a huge change in the last few years in society alone. There's been a huge change. Obviously, Ireland was Ireland was booming at the time I was growing up. I suppose you could say Ireland was in business. There was a huge amount of housing developments going up, and there was a huge amount of social housing being built, and there was basically everything was being done. The state was doing their job. And you look now and you're just like, aye, yes, that seems right. That they won't do anything now. But it's a change. It's really a change, and especially now, this is a big thing I would mention. There was no such thing as smartphones or anything like that. There was no such thing as you could get your internet. When I was growing up, you could get your internet on your phone, but it wasn't these high tech phones you could get nowadays. The cost €1,000 was just was just getting it, that it was not like, we didn't even know what, I said national school, we didn't even know what, how do you, like, we didn't even know there was such thing as probably did now, because we had such bad computers that literally took on 5 or 6 hours nearly to load. So it was very weird, especially now, because I was in my national school one day a few weeks ago, and it's a big change. Like, there's computer screens, there's high-tech computer screens that just log you on in a second, and back then it used to take nearly an hour or two before you logged on. That just goes to show you how slow them computers were, like a bit like myself. I was could say. Great jokes in this channel, great jokes. But yeah, there's a huge change. I'm sure people have seen many other changes. Like, there's been a change in clothes, like teachers used to wear, very formal clothes. Male teachers used to wear suits or casual tuxedos or whatever to teachers. Like, it was really weird. The dress very appropriate, I suppose you could say. Nowadays, teachers wear skirts and different things like that. It's pretty weird. But back then, it was just, it was very formal clothes. But anyway, I don't really have any more to say about it, because I could go on forever. Like, there's so many changes in the last few years. That wasn't when I was younger. Anyway, thank you for watching. Subscribe for more, and bye.